The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Evelyn walked to the podium, her boots echoing against the crystalline floor. Around her, representatives from 100 worlds watched with eyes that ranged from curious to contemptuous. The holographic display behind her flickered to life, showing humanity's offering to the war effort. "You mock us," hissed the Vrathari delegate, its serpentine form coiling in disgust. "The Devourers sweep across 3 sectors, consuming everything in their path, and you send convicts?" Evelyn's smile was cold. "Not convicts, volunteers." The chamber erupted in multilingual chaos. The Galactic Council had issued its desperate call 6 months ago. Send your finest warriors, your most disciplined soldiers, your best hope against the extra-dimensional horror known as the Devourers. Every species had responded with their elite forces, cybernetically enhanced Korthan warriors, psychically linked Milani squadrons, the living weapon forms of the technological supremacy. Humanity had sent something else entirely. These humans, the Council Arbiter's voice boomed across the chamber. Their psychological profiles indicate severe antisocial tendencies, violent histories, and complete disregard for authority. Some have killed their own kind. You expect us to trust them? We don't expect you to trust them, Evelyn replied, her voice steady. We expect you to unleash them. 3 weeks later, Sergeant Andrew stood in the staging area of the frontline fortress on Helix 9, watching his unit prepare for deployment. They called themselves the Reapers, though High Command had officially designated them the 107th Special Operations Battalion. Most of them had come from the deepest, darkest holes of human civilization, maximum security prisons, black site facilities, penal colonies on worlds where even the sun seemed to have given up. "Think the aliens are scared yet, Sarge?" asked Caney, a man who'd killed 17 people in 3 different star systems before they'd caught him. Now he was checking his plasma rifle with the practiced efficiency of someone who'd been born holding a weapon. "They should be," Andrew muttered. He'd been different once, a proper soldier, decorated and disciplined. Then the siege of Proxima had happened, and he'd done things that no manual covered. Things that saved 3,000 civilians but got him court-martialed. The choice had been simple: life in a cell or lead the monsters into hell. He'd chosen hell. The briefing was short. A Devourer hive ship had crashed on Helix 9, and its occupants were spreading like a plague. The regular forces, including those vaunted alien elite units, had been pushed back 3 times. The Devourers didn't just kill. They consumed, assimilated, turned their victims into extensions of their nightmare collective. "Rules of engagement?" asked Torres, a woman who'd once hijacked an entire space station and held it for ransom. "There are no rules," Andrew replied. "That's why we're here." The battle began at dawn. The Reapers didn't advance like soldiers. They moved like predators, splitting into small packs using terrain that the by-the-book alien forces had ignored. They didn't have the Korthan's armor or the Milani's telepathy. What they had was something the galaxy had never seen weaponized before: pure, creative, human brutality. Andrew's squad encountered their first Devourer nest in a collapsed mining facility. The creatures were nightmare-made flesh, all teeth and tendrils and a hunger that radiated psychically. The Milani had retreated from this position, their collective minds shattered by the Devourer's mental assault. The Reapers charged in screaming. They used explosives in ways that violated 3 galactic conventions. They set traps that would have made war crime tribunals weep. When they ran out of ammunition, they used blades, rocks, their bare hands. Caney laughed as he burned a Devourer nest with homemade napalm. Torres sang Old Earth war songs while clearing tunnels with a flamethrower she'd modified to spray 3 times farther than regulations allowed. And Andrew led from the front, a man who'd seen the abyss and decided to make it blink first. Back on the command ship, Evelyn watched the tactical display with the assembled council representatives. The Reaper's vital signs painted the screen in chaotic patterns. Adrenaline spiked beyond safe levels, heart rates that should have caused cardiac arrest. And yet they kept fighting. "This is madness," whispered the Korthan commander. "They should be dead. The Devourer's psychic assault alone should have incapacitated them." "You can't break what's already broken," Evelyn said quietly. "These humans have survived their own darkness. Your Devourers are just another monster, and humanity has always known how to fight monsters. We make bigger ones." The tide turned over the next 72 hours. Where disciplined forces had failed, The Reapers succeeded through sheer stubborn refusal to die. They adapted faster than the Devourers could evolve. They learned the creature's patterns not through careful study but through brutal trial and error. Half the battalion became casualties, but the other half kept pushing forward, becoming more dangerous with every loss. On the fourth day, Andrew's squad reached the hive core. They were down to 6 soldiers from an original 20. Their armor was torn, their weapons nearly depleted, and they were covered in the black ichor of devourer blood. "Command wants us to wait for reinforcements," Andrew said, checking his last magazine. "Since when do we follow orders?" Caney replied, grinning with broken teeth. They didn't wait. When it was over, when the hive lay in smoking ruins and the devourer threat on Helix 9 was eliminated, the Galactic Council finally understood. They hadn't wanted to understand, it was too terrifying. Humanity hadn't sent soldiers. Soldiers followed rules, had limits, knew when to retreat. Humanity had sent something that every civilization tries to suppress: the violent chaos that lurks in sapient hearts. They'd sent their own monsters, the ones that scared humans themselves, and pointed them at the enemy. "The 107th is requesting their next assignment," Evelyn told the council. Standing once again at that podium, the aliens looked at her with new eyes. Not respect, not exactly. Something closer to fear. "Do they ever rest?" asked the Arbiter. "No," Evelyn replied. "That's the point. You can't kill them because they're already survived the worst thing imaginable, themselves. So we gave them a purpose, a direction, and an enemy that deserves everything they have to give." Andrew's message came through her communicator. "Mission complete. Reapers ready for deployment. Send us where it hurts most," Evelyn smiled. The galaxy had asked for soldiers. Humanity had sent its beasts, and the universe would never be the same. The council voted unanimously to approve humanity's unconventional contribution to the war effort. After all, when fighting monsters, sometimes you need bigger monsters, and humanity had plenty of those to spare.